Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is a review of Spider-Man Brand New Day. Now, I would say this is the strongest entry in Tom Holland's Spider-Man films. So, obviously his last film was good, but because there were three Spider-Men in it, it felt more like a collaborative film than a solo effort. And in this one, because he's the only Spider-Man, he's really given a chance to show that his acting has come a long way. This, alongside The Odyssey, is probably two of his strongest performances so far. Now, for me, one of the real highlights was Jon Bernthal. Now, if you've seen his Punisher show and his Punisher one-off special film, you'll know that he understands the character and plays it really well. I was sceptical of how that would work in a more family-friendly Marvel film, and actually they get the character quite right, you know. It doesn't sanitize the Punisher too much. You still understand that he's a very different type of character to Spider-Man, but he works in the context of the film, and a lot of the scenes when Jon Bernthal and Tom Holland interact, they feel like they've been lifted straight out of the comics when Spider-Man and Punisher interact. So that was really good. The plot of the film is fairly strong, pretty interesting. If there's one flaw, it's slightly long. At 2.5 hours, it does feel a bit bloated. A bit like when Spider-Man 3 came out and there was too many villains and too many plot lines to be resolved in one film. It does get that way a little bit in the middle, but thankfully they bring it back on track at the end. The fight scenes, really well choreographed, really strong fight scenes. If you're a fan of the recent Marvel video games, you'll really like the way the combat is structured. It is very similar to what we've seen in games. The chemistry between Zendaya and Tom Holland is excellent. The characters, the way they interact, it feels very believable. To go into spoiler territory, the Hulk is slightly unnecessary in the film. I think what they should have done is just kept it as the interaction between Peter Parker and Bruce Banner, and then left out the Hulk part. It feels like they've just put him in there to have another character. It doesn't really add anything. It would have made more sense just to have the sort of consultation with Bruce Banner about the science behind controlling his powers. So you end up with this bit where the film sort of drops in pace and starts to get a bit like, why are the characters here? The cameos, so really interesting. We get to see Yelena from Thunderbolts and Black Widow. We get the introduction, again, spoilers, of a fan favourite mutant, which is really cool. So I'm excited to see how that plays out in the future. And I think this film leaves it really open now that Spider-Man can go pretty much anywhere in the MCU, you know? It'd be interesting to see if he's brought back into the Avengers, or if they're going to put him in the new Avengers, or have him be a kind of mentor going forward. But the film itself, really strong, really worth a watch on the big screen. I really enjoyed it. What did you think of Spider-Man Brand New Day? For me, it's Tom Holland's best Spider-Man performance yet.